China currently has 100 million single women caught in the web of consumerism. More and more girls are expressing frustration about not being able to find boyfriends. What's the main reason for this? It all comes down to toxic advice from their female besties. This advice tells us that if a guy is unreasonable, he doesn't love you. If he doesn't give you gifts or money on holidays, he doesn't care, and that where a man spends his money is where his heart lies. If you buy into this, you'll fall right into this capitalist trap. These ideas are just designed to get you to spend money. Some of the views out there are even more extreme. Boys who don't indulge women are labeled as toxic masculinity. If a man is shorter than 1.7 meters, he's considered inadequate. You should only date tall, wealthy, and handsome men who have a house, a car, and savings. If your boyfriend doesn't buy you luxury gifts, it means he doesn't truly love you. And as a woman, if you're not spending your boyfriend's or husband's money, you're just saving him cash, which means he'll eventually dump you. With all this toxic chatter out there, many girls have completely bought into it. The standards for choosing a partner have skyrocketed. Some girls who are 1.5 meters tall refuse to date anyone shorter than 1.8 meters or 1.7 meters. Others earning 3,000 yuan a month expect guys to earn 30,000 yuan, with a house, a car, and savings. With such high standards, it's tough for guys to meet your expectations no matter how hard they try. As a result, many girls turn down suitable partners, and guys often say, "I'd rather be single. I don't want to get married." Even those in relationships start nitpicking at their otherwise great boyfriends after hearing too much of this toxic advice. If a breakup happens, they think, "No worries, the next one will be better and more compliant." Don't fall for what people say online about finding better options. Those flashy cars and luxury gifts showcased online only disrupt our once peaceful lives. So, what is toxic advice? It pushes you to indulge in consumerism and drain the people who care about you. Beauty brand owners will tell you, there are no ugly women, only lazy ones. You need different lipsticks for different occasions, and you end up buying tons of lipsticks. Luxury store owners will say, a woman's handbag is her second face, a symbol of her identity and taste, essentially inflating your worth to get you to spend money on their products. Even if you're low on cash, they'll offer installment payments, allowing you to indulge in the vanity that comes with high-end luxury goods. This often leads young women to max out their partner's credit cards or even take on online loans, draining not just their wallets but their entire lives. So, I urge all young women not to fall for this toxic advice. It will only raise your spending standards and make you lose sight of yourself. Think about it. When you're older and have no money or partner, who will take care of you? Who will support you in retirement? There is no perfect partner out there. Wise women don't measure their lives against online standards. Whether you're a man or a woman, we're all adults, and just surviving in this world already takes up 90% of our efforts. If you want a better life, it requires hard work and staying grounded. If you want a successful marriage, both partners need to be understanding and supportive of each other. Spend less time consuming toxic advice and envying others. Your life should be in your own hands, not dictated by anyone else. Only you know what fits you, whether your shoes are big or small. Haven't we all heard about it? One of the most damaging things in this world is giving someone excessive compliments or flattery, which can have negative consequences, including causing complacency, triggering jealousy, increasing expectations. This phenomenon, often referred to as praise killing, has contributed to the rise of the simp economy and higher divorce rates. Current data shows that there are actually 34.9 million more men than women in our country, yet in the matchmaking market, there are more women than men. Some people claim that men are being driven away by women. Just take a look at today's matchmaking market, where the bride price can soar to as high as 388,000 yuan just to get in the door. To qualify, you need a monthly salary of at least 20,000 yuan, a local house, and a car that's fully paid off. For context, the average disposable income in 2023 is only 39,200 yuan. If someone were to save every penny for 10 years without spending anything just for the bride price, how many young people could realistically scrape together that much money all at once for a wedding? So, what exactly is praise killing? It's about taking advantage of our natural dislike for criticism while playing up our love for compliments. This kind of aggressive flattery can warp someone's self-perception, leading them to act in ways that just don't make sense. For instance, we often see a boy from an ordinary family who has a decent job and is hardworking being labeled a loser. This devalues girls from similar backgrounds who have real jobs, while those without jobs might be whimsically dubbed fairy-like. This is the essence of praise killing. Even more ridiculous are the notions that men are supposed to earn money to support the family while women should just be beautiful, or that there must be elaborate gestures during holidays, like gifts for the first cup of milk tea in autumn and red envelopes. Capitalism sends the message that if a man spends money on you, he might not truly love you. But if he doesn't, he definitely doesn't love you. It suggests that it's a man's obligation to spend money on women. These ideas can lead some women to feel dissatisfied with the men in their lives, complaining that they don't earn enough or lack romantic gestures. Over time, the gap between their realities and ideals widens, putting relationships at risk. You might ask why capitalism seems to only target women with this messaging and not men. Initially, the messaging was even-handed, but when attempts were made to flatter men, they often proved resistant to being swayed. In the eyes of capital, men can be like stubborn rocks that are tough to move. A certain platform once ranked consumer spending and found that girls, children, women, the elderly, and pets topped the list, with men at the bottom. So, in this environment of praise killing fostered by consumerism, who really ends up as the victim? Most men encountering such women tend to back off thinking, "I'd rather not get married." Ultimately, it's often the women who suffer. Capital is quite clever. It never acts against its own interests. In the wave of consumerism and brainwashing that capitalism brings, we need to stay clear-headed and rational in our consumption to avoid falling prey to praise killing. We should strive for independence and self-reliance. That is our true weapon. Don't lose yourself in the trap of excessive praise. Work hard to become the person you aspire to be.
Over the past 6 months, I've been hearing the same story from women around 35. They've got a solid degree, a stable job in a state-owned enterprise, a car, a house. So why can't they find a partner? After a lot of thought, I've finally got some insights. Sure, your resume looks great on paper, but here's the real deal. Finding a partner is all about balancing strengths and weaknesses. If you've got solid strengths and no major weak spots, you're golden. If you're pretty average across the board, you'll still do okay. But the moment you've got a glaring weakness, that's when dating gets tough. For women over 35, age is that critical weakness in the dating market. You've basically got two strategies. Either bring some serious advantages to offset your age, or target men who aren't hung up on it. Like older guys who already have kids. Take your master's degree, for example. It's only an advantage if you're willing to date someone with a high school or vocational diploma. If you're super picky about education, that fancy degree becomes a liability, not a selling point. Same goes for your car and house. In Shanghai, a 30-something woman driving a Range Rover or Kian, you'll have guys lining up. Living in a 10 million yuan property, no shortage of potential partners. But if you're driving a basic sedan and living in an average apartment, those assets won't do much heavy lifting. Your job matters too. A 35-year-old state enterprise leader? That's attractive. Just another employee? That's just stable. Not impressive. I'm not saying you need to tick every box, but if you can genuinely excel in just one area, you'll have options. The brutal truth: if you can't leverage any of these supposed advantages, then what exactly makes your situation so great? Sometimes, having it all on paper doesn't translate to dating success. The key is being realistic, flexible, and understanding what truly makes you stand out in the dating market.